Good day, supervisors. Welcome to our LDP 201 30-minute mini lessons on leadership competencies. The objective of this mini lesson is to help our risers to become supervisors. In this LDP 201 supervisor program, we are going to be teaching you how to better lead your life and others. However, we have very limited time to allocate for our regular development. That's why we crafted what we call a 5 to 10-minute lesson every time we meet. The rest of the time is going to be used for discussions. All in all, we want to keep this at 30 minutes. Sit back and enjoy. For the first time attendees, please send me a Viber message on 0969 600 1006. I repeat, 0969 600 1006. And just send me your name in the message so that I can add you to the group. Under cognitive skills, today we're going to talk about 1.2. At least we're going to start covering section 1.2, which is planning and ways of working. So there are three topics under planning and ways of working. Number one, work plan development. Number two, time management. Number three, agile thinking. So for today, we're going to talk about work plan development. A key element for any true effective leader of a supervisor is our ability to plan our work. In the coming weeks, we will focus on this. We will be covering three topics, but for today, we're going to be covering work plan development. What is work plan development? Basically, work plan development is a document that outlines all of the steps to cover or to take over the course of a initiative or a deliverable, breaking them down into as much detail as possible and assigning individual activities or tasks to certain people. This is similar to a project management plan, but on a smaller scale. A work plan outline spells out all of the deliverables or tasks, milestones, resources such as funding, manpower, and any other necessary information. Put in another way, a work plan describes how a initiative is going to get done. We had a three-part or a 3-day workshop on project management a couple of months ago. That is if you're undertaking a bigger objective. So for today, we're just going to put this into a smaller context, much more brief and much simpler than our project management methodology. So here are the steps in creating a work plan. By the way, sometimes it's good to use a tool when planning your work because we cannot keep it all in our heads. So at least the tool that we use for a number of people in CMO is Trello. It's a free application that you can use and synchronize your data either on your laptop, your iPhone, or your Android device. It basically uses the Kanban approach, which I will not cover today, but it's very useful. And I suggest not to keep your task and the things that you have to remember on your head, but at least put it down into a piece of paper or put it down or use an electronic tool. Step 1. We have to identify the end. How does the end look like for this particular initiative? What is your goal? What is it that you are aspiring for, that you want to accomplish when creating a work plan? Step 2. Be very clear on the output or the deliverable at the end. Once you execute everything, what do you produce in the end? Are you producing a new process? Are you coming up with a new piece of software? Are you delivering a new policy? Be very, very clear on what your initiative will be producing as a outcome. Step 3. What resources will you be needing? This can come in many forms. Will you be requiring team members from different departments? Will you be needing a budget? Will you need external consultants? Do you need someone to guide you or a subject matter expert for your initiative? What resources do you need? So you have to at least list them all down. Step 4. In project management, we call this the risk plan. But here, we're just going to identify obstacles or roadblocks or speed bumps that may hinder or stop or slow down your initiatives. Initiatives get delayed most of the time because the person in charge of it, which is you, and the team do not consider what may go wrong in the project. Diba? We did not consider what possible obstacle will come up. This could be in different forms. Like, for instance, a team member that doesn't deliver on commitment. That could happen. A piece of software or hardware that gets delayed in delivery. So these are called risks since they have not happened yet. Our job as a leader is to make sure that the risks or possible things that may go wrong do not happen or do not go wrong. We need to stop the risks from becoming realities or what we call issues. Step 5. Project completion will not materialize by magic. You will need to build a timeline to show the steps in achieving the goal. For each step, you need to identify an owner and a target date. Without an owner and target date, your project will become a moving target, like a sailboat. It will just go with the wind. It doesn't have a specific direction. It will never ever reach fruition or completion. Step 6. Most important step, if you ask me. All the planning in the world from step 1 to step 5 is useless unless you make it happen. Unless it's executed and reviewed. Okay, so having said that, a brief description of the steps in creating a work plan, what is one thing that you will apply in your life starting tomorrow? Or it may need a little bit time, so starting next week? Or better yet, or not better yet, or next month? So tell us, or share with us, what, based on what you learned today, what will you apply in your life tomorrow? What will you apply in your life next week? Or what will you apply in your life that's either personal or career next month? Thank you.